What is up, people? Today I will be reviewing The Dark Knight, and I got that coming up for you guys next. So The Dark Knight is the second film in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, and it was directed by Christopher Nolan, and it once again stars Christian Bale as Batman. Man, oh man, in 2008, I was hyped for no other movie than The Dark Knight, and that is because I love Batman. I've always loved Batman, and Batman Begins was my favorite Batman film of all time. And then you have this movie that even before it came out, the hype was so great that I was on hype level 11 on this one. And you know what? This was one of those movies that you could absolutely get hyped about because it was going to deliver. This movie takes the concepts of Batman Begins and elevates them to a whole new level that literally left me breathless in the movie theater. And that's hard to do. Heath Ledger's Joker has hoisted himself upon Gotham and really taken over its underbelly and really flipped it on its head and is playing out deadly pranks on the city of Gotham in hopes of Batman revealing who he actually is. And that is largely the plot of this movie, but it is so much more. Heath Ledger's Joker here is one of the best villains of all time, and that is not because he really sacrificed himself for this role. You know, he was a great actor, and I definitely felt it when he passed, but he literally is the Joker to me, and no other. When you talk about The Killing Joke, there are concepts in that book that are really well represented here in just how devilish this Joker is and how devious and deadly he is. Along with that, the acting is stepped up. I do actually like Batman better here, even though he still has that Batman voice. Hockey pants! It is still that Batman voice that I don't like, but I do like the character of Bruce Wayne and Batman even better than Batman Begins right here. And they actually improve on the character of Rachel Dawes, and that is because Katie Holmes is no more and Maggie Gyllenhaal is here, and she just carries this character a lot more. And you know, she can handle the weight of this character. She comes across a lot more of a harder-edged person to me that I feel like Rachel Dawes would be. And then you have Aaron Eckhart's Harvey Dent, or Two-Face here. And you know what? This made me forget about Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. And that wasn't hard to do. But at the same point in time, I just love Aaron Eckhart in this movie. And this is a really great performance that really got overlooked just because of how great Heath Ledger was. But I would say that he is almost as good in this movie. Almost. And just the escalation in this movie. This is one of the most intense movies you will ever watch. The Joker literally puts you on a ride here, and he has some literally just like devilish, just insane schemes that he is able to pull off that really makes him come across as just dangerous. There is something that he pulls off in this movie that has to do with Bruce Wayne and the people in his life that it just comes across so wicked to me. And I did not think that they were going to go there with this movie, but they do. And there are iconic scenes in this movie, like the highway chase, and like that devilish scene that I was just talking about. and the scene where Two-Face meets Joker. It's just all here. And lastly, this movie really wraps up of how we thought of ourselves as a nation after 9/11 than really any other movie had. And, you know, I have a son, and when he asks me what was 9/11 like back when it actually happened, I will tell him to just watch The Dark Knight and really see how those characters felt. And that's how we felt, because the Joker here literally comes across like a terrorist, and it's frightening and it's scary. But there is one thing that this movie doesn't have that would level this movie up to a classic in my mind, and that is fun. I don't have a lot of fun watching this movie, and that is because of how wicked this movie actually is and the somber tone that it has. I know that's something that Nolan really does in a lot of his films, and that is why I don't have a lot of fun watching a lot of Nolan films. But besides that, that is just a small gripe, and what largely is a real, almost close to perfect movie. But it's not a classic in my mind. I know it's like heresy to say, but this isn't a 10 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 9, but it is just on that cusp. So next, I do have to get into the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray of The Dark Knight, and I know you guys would love to hear me talk about that, so subscribe so you know when that video comes out, and comment below if you agree with me about The Dark Knight. And as always, guys, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are all awesome, and I will see all of you next time.